Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's happening? This is Rich Wall Street Williams here for Transformational Tuesday. Transformational Tuesday, I firmly believe that if you work on your Tuesday, you will elevate the rest of your week. And so, as I promised weeks ago, that on Tuesdays at 8:15, in the 8:15 to 8:30 time frame, 10 or 15 minutes, motivational things, tips and techniques, and to have a more effective, have a more if I get my tongue to work right here, have a more efficient work week. Today, I want to talk a little bit about something um, that is overlooked when going down the path of having success, and that, my friend, is discipline. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Discipline is the breakfast of champions. Discipline is the fuel in the tank of the vehicle that's driving you to your success. Discipline, friend, is the separator of those who wish they were doing something and those who are actually doing something. Discipline, discipline is the idea, it is the event that separates dreamers from doers. Discipline is. And I firmly believe, friend, that the level of discipline that we employ is directly related to the amount of freedom that we enjoy in our lives. Discipline is. How disciplined are you about organizing your week? How disciplined are you about hitting the goals, putting in the behavior, putting in the time, getting the education, the certifications, the license, etc.? How disciplined are you about pursuing that thing? Hey, friend, it's almost the end of December. It's almost the end of 2023, and we have what? Oh, somewhere around um, 18 or 19 days before the end of the year. So you and I, we have about 18 days to do two things. Number one, to work more earnestly towards the goals that we've set for 2023. Number two is set ourselves up for success first quarter 2024. The reason why we can have success in 2024 is because we treat the fourth quarter like football players treat the fourth quarter when there's 2 minutes left on the clock. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes left on the clock. I was reading some sports analogy and statistics, and one of the statistics that I read as it relates to football in the fourth quarter and that 2 minute drill, fourth quarter 2 minute drill, that in many cases, those 2 minutes, 30 or 40% of the score is achieved. What happens in a 2 minute drill for football? I play football, um, and I can recall the coach having a 2 minute drill. The 2 minute drill created a mindset of focus intentionality. The 2 minute drill created an environment of a sense of urgency. The 2 minute drill had very specific things. You know, if I was a computer programmer, they would be if then statements. If this happens, then we're going to run this play. If this happens, then we're going to run that play. And so this training, this coaching that was designed for 2 minutes of play on the football field it was intentional. It was focused. Everyone knew their role. Everyone knew their assignment, and that was not the time to be second guessing your role and or your assignment. That's not the time, friend. When do we discover, when do we ask questions about our role and our assignment? We do it in practice. Practice is the environment that precedes proper performance. Practice is the environment that precedes proper performance. And if you're going to have the next 18 days be successful, if you're going to have the next 18 days to intentionally work towards your goal, friend, then you're going to have to employ a higher level of discipline than you have in the past. If you are expecting 2024 to be more for your business, for your organization, for you personally and or your family, then friend, I'm telling you that there's a level of discipline that you and I have to rise up to. There's a level of discipline because discipline serves as foundational principles in achieving and maintaining freedom. Without discipline, it is virtually impossible. I said virtually. You're off the hook. Discipline is. Discipline is, to me, discipline is the game changer. From a sports perspective, I played at sports. I was an athlete. I played volleyball. I played football. I played basketball. I ran track throughout high school and beyond. So I can talk a little bit about practice, discipline, and performance. The way that you practice, it's a prophecy of the way that you're going to perform in life. The way that you practice is a prophecy, friend, of the way that you're going to perform in your business. The way that you practice. What do you mean practice? Tuesdays, 8:15, 8:30. If I were you, I would log in. I would check out what are some of these things that Rich is talking about as it relates to success. Because listen, if I treat this time period, when I say this time period, today's December the 12th, that leaves us 19 days to the end of December. I'm treating the next 19 days as if it's a 2-minute drill. It's the fourth quarter. It's the fourth quarter, and there's 2 minutes left on the clock. It's the there's halftime, right? First quarter, and football does 4 quarters. For those that don't know, there's first quarter is 15 minutes. Second quarter, usually, the last 2 minutes they have they stop the clock at 2 minute mark. And again, this is another intentional focus time period. Those last 2 minutes before halftime is not the time, friend, for you and I to be questioning our role and or our assignment. Go to your manager, go to your supervisor, go to HR, go to your VP. If you have to, knock on the door to CEO and say, "Sir, ma'am, I want to make sure I'm positioned for proper success in 2024. How do you see my position? How do you see me in my role?" Now, be careful because the person may say, "I don't see you." And then that's okay, friend, because setbacks pave the way for comeback. A closed door, a closed door simply means that opportunity is temporarily suspended. We're looking for more opportunities. See, the reason why people don't see better or more opportunities in life, that when one door closes, they spend too much time staring at a closed door. Listen, when the door closes, it is closed. Go look for another open door. Heck, find an open window and slide your way in. But your success is just that, friend. It is your success. No man, no woman has ever been given the power and or the authority to determine your level of success. When I get up in the morning, for me, my faith is the primary thing that moves me. So when I get up in the front, it's Psalms chapter 118, verse 24. Psalms 118:24. Psalms 118:24 says, "This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it." I will rejoice and be. This is a day. I'm entering into a day that God has already prepared for me. It's a day that's marvelous. It's a day that's extraordinary. It's a day full of opportunity for me to serve humanity. This is a day that the Lord has made, and I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it. But there's a discipline about my thinking that happens in the morning before my feet hit the bed. I mean, before my feet hit the floor. I was one time I was manager of an office, and I had one of my employees come in, and they said, "Man, I got up on the wrong side of the bed today." I said, "Okay, tell you what you're gonna do: turn around, get back in your car, go home, and get up on the opposite side of the bed, because we don't have time for you to get up on the wrong side of the bed." Now, listen. Let me clarify that. Let me unpack that just a little, because I don't want it to sound like I'm not sensitive. or I lack empathy, because I'm finding out in corporate settings, right? In corporate environments, there seems to be a lack of empathy for the workers. And I'm that's one of the things I'm being intentional about in 2024. I want to have conversations with CEOs. I want to have conversations with CIOs. I want to have conversations with C-level leadership and say, hey, are you exercising the proper amount of empathy for your staff? Because at the end of the day, people will do more for praises than they will for raises. People want to be recognized and not written over at the end of the day. Okay, it's enough of that. Discipline. Discipline. How disciplined are you? The amount of discipline that you employ is directly related to the amount of freedom that you enjoy. If you want to enjoy more freedom in your life, then, friend, the answer is ding, ding, ding. Here it is. You need more discipline. I love working with real estate professionals. As a matter of fact, um, in 2024, I'm being intentional about focusing in on real estate professionals with 5 years or less. They are my heart, they are my passion. And I want to connect with as many realtors. As a matter of fact, my goal is 100,000 sales professionals in 2024. Now, ultimately, my 5 year goal is that we're going to impact the lives of 1 million sales professional, entrepreneur, and small business owners. That's my mission. That's my mission, right? So it's going. I need to be intentional. It's the point that I'm making, right? I need to be intentional about what I'm doing, and I'm focusing in. And I mentioned about realtors are 20 or 5 years or less, because I can identify with the challenges that newer agents face. I read an article a number of years ago that's by it was a stat that the National Association of Realtors shared, and in that article it said that about 80% of realtors with between 12 and 36 months would do two things: fail in real estate or quit. Now, I'm using the word fail, it's harsh, but when the word fail hits the subconscious, it resonates. It shakes something up on the inside of us. It stirs us. No one wants to fail in life. No one feels comfortable with failure. And so I use that word purposely because subconsciously it's going to shake and jar something on the inside of you that's either going to cause you to shrink back or it's going to cause you to reach for more. My expectation is that you reach for more in 24. That frame that you have the ability to change the trajectory of your families. You friend have the ability to change your organization. You can take your organization from losing money to making money, from not being profitable to being profitable. But, friend, discipline is the behavior that we need to embrace, because the amount of discipline that we employ is directly related to the amount of freedom that we enjoy. Friend, I really enjoyed our time together. I hope that this information you find value in it. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe if you found value in this. And also follow me on Instagram. It's real easy. You can find me at officially Rich Williams. Officially Rich Williams on Instagram. Friend, I'll see at the top because the bottom is just too crowded. Now, we never look down on anyone unless we're looking down to give you a hand up. Let's get it.